Hi, my name is Cindy Leacock, and I have a master's degree from the School of Public Health at the University of Michigan, and I also have chronic fatigue syndrome. And I have been covering different ways that you can approach recovering from ME/CFS as well as long COVID. And today I'll be talking about the mistakes that everyone makes. If you're crashing after doing what you think is just a little, this is why, and how to stop it starting today. You crash because we aren't taught how to work with our mitochondria. You do three things it doesn't like: random activities, activities stacked together, and activities beyond your energy capacity. When we learn to work with our mitochondria, or mito is what I call my mitochondria, we learn that it likes patterns of activity. Healing mito is how we recover from ME/CFS and long COVID. Mito needs a strict routine of planned, repeated, small stacks of activity. Mito needs you to stop. Stop activity and lie down when you feel the yellow light physical signs, which I'll go over in just a minute. So we're learning to listen to our mitochondria. You know, a yellow light goes on when you're about to run out of gas in your car, where our yellow light is a set of physical symptoms that occur when you are about to run out of what powers our engine, ATP. Mito is letting you know it needs you to stop. It is running low on ATP when you experience the following. And then when you do, lie down and rest for at least 30 minutes. The yellow light physical signs, here's something you might want to take a screenshot of so you can memorize these. So when you do an activity, if all of a sudden you notice a desire to close your eyes, shortness of breath, feel an urgency to do just one more thing, you have a heart rate over 100, your heart is pounding, you can feel it. You have a desire to sit or lie down, or tightness in your jaw, that is mito talking to you saying, I'm running out of ATP now. Time to go lie down. The yellow light is the key to getting well. You recover from ME/CFS and long COVID by training mito to produce more ATP. This is totally different than any other disease recovery. Mito needs patterns of repeated daily activity with lots of rest. You build greater capacity for an activity by repetition, gradually increasing the time spent by a minute over 5 to 7 days and stopping at those yellow light symptoms. And pat yourself on the back, you've created some ATP. So for example, for your recovery, you'd want a daily routine for your activities of daily living, a time you brush your teeth, when you go to the bathroom, when you sit up for meals. You want to keep a set wake-up time and a set bedtime. You set your meal times, you sit upright for exactly 30 minutes if it's tolerated, and then gradually increase it by a minute over 5 days. Now you also have an activity block every day to recover from ME/CFS. So you're moving forward and increasing your ATP and getting well. So you will walk 5 minutes, stand for 5 minutes, and walk for 5 minutes, and increase that by a minute only after 5 to 7 days of nervous system and sleep stability. If anything becomes unstable while you're just doing that block of activity, you want to just keep doing that block of activity until you go back to neutral. And then you can add a minute and do 6 minutes of walking, 6 minutes of standing, 6 minutes of walking. And then gradually you can do that twice a day. And that would be at a certain time. Like you would do your first walk at 10 a.m. and your second at 3 p.m. The yellow light method is based on the needs of the mitochondria. Mito needs patterns of repeated daily activity, then rest. You build greater capacity for an activity by gradually increasing the time spent by a minute over 5 to 7 days and stopping at the yellow light symptoms. Carefully, you can begin to stack 2 activities when you stabilize, 3 activities, and then you can do them morning and night. You can completely recover regardless of the phase of illness you are in at the moment. If you follow that rule, whether it's during activities of daily living or repeated patterns of activity for rehabilitation, if you stop at the yellow light, mitochondria will respond by making more ATP for you the next time you repeat the activity, and you can pat yourself on the back. You are getting well. So we stop doing these 3 things: random activities, too many activities stacked together at various times, and anything that's beyond your energy capacity. So continuing random stacked activity past your capacity, past the yellow light symptoms, you become short of breath, you experience brain fog, fatigue, and trembling. ATP is wasted in repair, you crash. So stopping at your yellow light with every activity builds ATP capacity. You heal. You're getting well. If you would like to find what phase of illness you are in, you can click back to my part 1 video, and good luck with everything. I know how difficult this is. I'm recovering from chronic fatigue syndrome myself.